The night has come, it's cold and losing my control. Your light is gone, and lonely darkness fill my soul. I wish that you could save me from my isolation. It's way too complicated. Let's stop this conversation. Let's stop this conversation. We got no relation.
Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Tuesday Night Show, Into the Night with me, your host, Sean Kelly. And yes, I survived freeze Armageddon. Oh, yeah, it is so freaking cold. I go to work today, it's like -8 degrees at 6 o'clock in the morning. Oh, my gosh. But you know what? I just have to say, thank God for automatic car and truck starters. Oh, yeah. And heated seats. Oh, it felt good when I got in here, but man, it was hell getting to my truck. And then we had all that snow, and the plows decided to come through. You know, they did the main streets, but they also did back alleys too, you know. Oh, well. Okay, Kevin, rub it in. I don't care. Hey, Sherry, good to see you, hon. Kurt, that girl, Kevin. Oh, my boy. Yeah, Kurt's in. Good to see you. You're still in your heat wave, huh, Mish? I hope I didn't. Oh, Cindy, there you are. Okay, I got everybody. You got your heat -7 or -7. I don't want to do Kevin. Hey, Heidi, good to see you, hon. You know, welcome to the chat. Well, again, welcome to Into the Night Show on Tuesday night with me, your host, Sean Kelly. And I want to thank UPRN Talk Radio, 105.3 Mississippi, 107.7 New Orleans. And also having problems with the internet. But I just got blocked or taken off. But again, I just want to thank UPRN Talk Radio, 105.3 Mississippi, 107.7 New Orleans, for allowing me to give you 2 nights a week, Sundays and Tuesday nights, 8:10 to 9:10 p.m. Don't forget now, my dearest friend, Miss C.L. Thomas, the Gateway Podcast on after mine. Okay, so when you get done watching my podcast, jump over to CS, and she has a good guest tonight. I really forgot who it was. Breast surgery, but so -19. Huh. I don't know. Carol Ann. Okay, Carol Ann. Okay, Carol Ann. She's going to be on, and I do believe she has her own show here on this platform. So we all got to jump over. Joe Fox, good to see you, man. Good to see you. I'm going to be going off I don't know what's wrong with the internet. It must be the cold weather or something like that. I don't know. Carol Ann from Leaf Ethereal Encounters. Thank you, Heidi. I truly appreciate it. But I have a question, okay? Yes, I'm going to do a couple mini readings for two different people. And then at the end, I'll do another whole one. Because the last time I did something like this, it worked out pretty great. Everyone, said, do it again. So I feel like, I, decided to do it today because, believe it or not, I'm a happy camper today. Yes. I don't know why, but I'm enjoying every minute of it. And maybe it's because I'm back to work full time. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I know that I'm really happy that I'm here tonight, with people in the chat room, celebrating whatever festival thing you ever want to celebrate. You want to make up in your mind. Thank you, Heidi. I mean, think about it. Think about it. Got to be happy for some reason. It's getting close into. How can we put our hand up? I don't know. I got to that. Maybe I'll just pick a random name. Don't. What guys? Talk it amongst yourselves. Up with a conclusion, just tell me, and we'll go with it. But I want to do a little discussion first before I get into the readings. Okay. Hello, Michelle. Good to see you, hon. Why do you think skill testing questions could be? And Heidi is happy to have connected with all y'all. If you're happy and clap your hands. What happens if you have no hands? Mish, what happens if you have no hands? Well, Joe says he was napping and he jumped up and said to myself, oh no, I'm missing Sean. Wow, that's cool. I mean, great minds think alike. Must have been all that positive energy being shifted to your nap there, Joe. Well, I'm glad you're awake and I'm glad you're here in the chat room. And I want to thank all the listeners in the 160 different countries that are watching this show tonight. So, and also really, okay, also really, there are a lot of other good um, hosts and shows on here on UPRN. I'll ask a question. Who gets it right? Clap your eyes. Well, just go ahead, come up with good ideas. But there's a lot of hosts and a lot of good on UPRN Talk Radio, and they're on 7 days a week from the afternoon all the way up to the evening. And so if you're not doing anything during the week and you want a good party, come on UPRN and just pick a show. And just sit back and enjoy the learning, enjoy the guests. And, you know what I mean? No stomping now. No stomping. Heidi says, indeed, UPRN is something for everyone. Yes, it's true. Heidi got it right on the money. But I'm going to start off this open discussion. Why do people go get a psychic reading? Seriously, I'd like to have your answers, if you don't mind. Why do people go and get psychic readings? What is so important for you to find out what's going to happen in the future? Why is that so important? Oh, and Heidi says, and the only news I trust. Hey, Beth McCord, good to see you, hon. Mitch says, for guidance, and we are usually a bit lost. Okay, that's a good reason. I know there's should be another couple of reasons why. I mean, there's a lot of people that go for guidance, yes. But there are other reasons too. And if anybody can come up with one, or another one, then, shoot, fire away. Mitch says, everyone loves hearing about themselves. Kurt says, I feel people go to a reading when there is a standstill in life or someone's been taken away from them too soon. It goes, they're hoping something good will happen. Okay. Those are very, very good answers. People just have to know, perhaps no patience. That's true. Sherry goes, looking for love or career. People ask me all the time. Because Sean wants to give me a reading? Nah. I don't know about that. Cindy says validation of what they think is going on. Those are all okay. I'd like all the reasons. And doing readings for a very long time, a long time, doing the psychic fairs. We did the psychic fair. I worked with 100 people. 4 were from Louisville and 4 were from Pittsburgh. And we would go to these places, and I'm not talking big cities. We would talk to like little towns and do readings. Okay. We'd go to the 79 corridor. Okay. We'd stop off in Erie and work our way down to Washington, PA. Hey, Donna, good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for popping in, Donna. And the craziest thing that really blew me away, they were weekend ones, Saturday nights and Sundays. What blew me away the most was we stopped off in this one town. Hey, Scouse, what's up? Yeah, there's always an active chat in here, always. But what blew me away the most was we went to this one place, and guess who came in to give a reading? Get a reading. The minister of the church of that town. A minister. It kind of blew me away because according to Catholicism, according to different religions, okay, we're devil worshippers or we're witches because we read tarot. But you got the ministers coming in and getting readings. And there's another thing that really I don't understand about people when they do go to a psychic fair. Now, and this happened a lot when I was doing the fairs. So we'd have 7 or 8 people doing readings, and people would come in and go to each reader to get an answer that they're seeking. And to me, I think that you're kind of like trying to find something. They try to find what they want to hear. And the killer thing is that, they wasted so much money going to, and it's a pretty big deal, man. It was a pretty big deal. And all they did was get the same answers from every psychic that was there that worked. I mean, there were times I felt bad when I worked the fairs because I noticed people didn't have money. And they probably, saved up. Kurt says, well, that'd be interesting for the ministers to come to you. I wonder if something happened to them. They just wanted to try something else. That's fascinating, nonetheless. Thank you, Kevin and Kurt. But it's sad. And when I would do the readings, we were charged a certain amount to charge the people. We could go up nor could we go down. But you look at the customers that came in looking for readings. I just felt bad for them. I really didn't like taking their monies. You know what I mean? I really did like this. Okay. Spirit gave me a gift, to help people not take their monies. I remember a long time ago, I worked for one of them psychic hotlines. And one day on the phone, this lady called. She was from Nevada. And she asked me to give her a reading. And so I gave her a reading. And it was an hour reading. And let's just say, you know, that company, that psychic company, got a lot of money off her. I felt bad, but it was my job to do it. Okay. Because I was getting paid big bucks. Heidi says, I'll come back normal. What is normal? There ain't no such thing as normal. What if God gave a man the gift of being a mechanic? Should he still charge? That's a good question, Mish. Should he? If he owned his own garage, he could call his own price. You know, he could go out and fix somebody's brakes or something, give them a free oil change or something if they know that they couldn't afford it. Now, and I remember this one lady, like I said, back to that lady from Nevada. So I gave her a reading. That's all you got was 1 hour reading, and it cost her a ton of money. And then not 10 minutes later, she called again. And she said, I would like a reading. And I told her I already gave you one. Sherry says, I feel you have to get paid for your time and training put into it. You can still give back here and there. That's true, Sherry. That is true. But for me, and this is only me, in my heart, I would feel guilty. I really would. I would definitely feel guilty. But this lady called me the second time. And she said she wanted a reading. And I told her, ma'am, I already gave you a reading. Well, I want another one. And then I started giving her a reading, and I'm thinking to myself, Sean, you're an asshole. You're an asshole, Sean. And I said to the girl, which is a big no-no, I said, you know you're spending a lot of money on this psychic readings. She says, I know. And I knew she couldn't afford it. I just had that feeling in my gut. Always trust your gut. And I said, I'm sorry, I got to go. And I hung up on her. And as I hung up, I'm thinking, God gave me this gift to help people, not take their money. So I called that psychic hotline and I told them I quit. Kevin says, reasonable to charge something. It's a service, but I don't feel right to charge though. But I should not feel guilty, but I would. And Kevin says it's going to be some icon 10 minutes later. Now, I hung up the phone on her, waited 10 minutes, and I called the company. I said I quit. Because they they took this girl for over $1,000. And I couldn't live with it. It was disgusting. So right then and there, I just gave up getting money for doing readings. I still, and but we all know in here group chat that you have to keep the energy moving like this. You got to keep it moving. I cannot give you a service and for you not to give me something back. Because once you gives me something back, it rotates. Now, if you don't give me something back, then as the energy's going, it stops. Just stops completely. And you just throw it, you might as well just throw the energy out in the universe or wherever. It's really crazy because that happened to me a couple of times, and where I would give a reading and they would just walk away. I'm like, okay, maybe that was supposed to happen. Maybe this, was to show me what the hell was going to happen. Did I get mad? Yeah, I did. But how long was I mad? Maybe 5 minutes. And I looked at it like, well, that's an early Christmas present for the lady who wanted the reading. Or the guy. That girl says, well, put it this way. I wasn't charging for my services and people kept taking advantage of me. That's right. So now I say, don't charge, but accept donations. Doesn't need to be money, by the way. And that's the truth. And you took the words right out of my mouth, because that's what I do. I would tell them, if you want to, give me a donation. Yeah, fine. That's cool. But I'm not going to come out and tell you got to pay me $120 an hour or for a reading. And that's low compared from my understanding. And so what I used to do when I would give people a reading, being an empath, okay, you could tell they need one, literally need one. And I would tell the people, I would say, well, in order to pay me, do you have a penny? And they usually say, yeah, I got a penny. I said, that's good. I'll give you for a penny. Because you have to keep that energy flowing. You can't stop it. Especially if you're working, say like at a restaurant, at an Italian restaurant, doing readings for people who come and eat. Those are the fun ones because I got to eat for free. But I would say, give me a penny. And if they don't have a penny, I say, well, if I give you this reading, you have to pay me back by helping somebody today. And I'm like, and they go like, what do you mean? Help somebody across the street. Seriously, help somebody across the street. Or compliment a woman's haircut or hairdo. Or if you can make them smile, you paid me. And that's how I did it. And I know from there it became a lot more better. Everything was just a lot better. I felt good inside. Felt really, really good inside to do that. But all I know is that there are psychics out there that charge an arm and a leg. I know people that go to psychics and the psychic runs their life, their whole life. Every time they want to make a decision, they go to a psychic and have the psychic decide for them. Like someone I was helping out on my own heart was selling crafts. They would charge me for their things, but seldom throwing me a bone. Kurt says, I agree with that too. I believe what services or abilities you were born with are given with the intention to help others however you can, not to take advantage. True. But psychics make a ton of money. That's their business. They have to do that. That's how they survive. Okay. And I'm not disagreeing with what the psychics charge. Your cousin does that every decision. It's crazy, isn't it, Sherry? It really is crazy. God bless your cousin. I'll say some prayers for her, Sherry. And no way would I want somebody to, run my life. And then you get the ones that you give a reading for, and they come back and just rip you apart because this didn't happen. I will. I will, Siri. Because it didn't happen to me. Your reading was bad. Nothing you said was right. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. That's true, Vet. Very true. But you know what? I know that I gave the best reading ever. And the lady she goes to hardly ever gets it right. Wow. Let's see, to me, there are some very, very, very good. I want to call them sensitives. Okay, I like calling being called a sensitive. And there are some very, very, very good ones. Now, there's a lot of ones that are psychics. Okay, and they ruin it for the sensitive people. They ruin it for the sensitive people. And it's sad. It really, really is sad. But I just wanted to bring that up about what people, why they go to get readings done, you know. And all you can do is just put one step in front of the other. And if you need to read, you read. And if you want a reading, then go get a reading. But be careful who you get to give a reading to. Who gives you a reading? Because they'll take you for everything. I'm going to close for this, and then we're going to go on a break, and I'll get my couple mini readings in. There's this one psychic. She was very, very, very good. And one day she was on the Montel Williams show. And I'm sitting there watching Montel with her on stage. And so they were taking questions from the audience. And the guy stood up and he said, I have stage 4 cancer. And without him explaining, she said, you're going to die in a month. She said that on live TV to this man. She came straight out and said that. And I'm thinking to myself, you are not God. You are not God. You can't tell a person when they're going to die. You don't. You're not allowed. It's the unwritten rule. You're not God. But she did. Now, I don't know what happened after that. But I come to find out that if you wanted a reading from her for 1 hour, here we go. Sit down, everybody. $5,000 for 1 hour reading. $5,000. And that's the truth. And she would only recommend one other psychic. And I do believe it was her son. And he would charge $500 for a psychic reading. Yes. John Edwards, he busted. He got busted. The Long Island Medium, is that who it is? See, when I see that on TV, it just takes me back to that show I watched, the Montel show. Are they legit? Now, Sherry, anybody that does readings for people, Kevin, people get so intense about getting a reading that their name might be Holly. But if you say, oh, wow, they call you another name like Sherry, and they will realize, or they will come with that. They don't even know they got blinders on. They want to hear what they got to say. And you call them a different name, and they believe that. You're so in tune to get an answer. Please do your research before you go get a psychic reading. And by doing research, you ask around. And the last piece of advice I can give you, if you sit down and you put that money on the table, and while they're shuffling the cards, and they say, and they ask you a question, what do you want to know? Get your money and leave. Because a true sensitive don't need questions. They don't. Now, these mini readings I'll be giving you soon, they're going to be mini and small. And I'm not going to tell you you're going to hit the lottery. I'm not going to tell you that you are going to get married. And I'm definitely not going to tell you if you're going to die. Just throw those out the door because you're not going to get it from me. You know, you're not going to get it from me. So we're going to take the 2-minute break, okay? And when I come back, we'll do mini readings, okay? All righty, everybody. I'll see you in a couple minutes.
Welcome to the Outer Realm with Michelle DeRoche and Amelia Pisano. Airing live on the United Public Radio Network, 105.3 FM in New Orleans.
Welcome to Don't Whistle at Night podcast, where Navajo legends echo in the shadows. Darren and Dawn will guide you through the sacred fire of Native storytelling, where the old stories breathe, the unknown walks among us, and voices, long hidden, rise to be heard. And remember, don't whistle at night.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the second part of the show, Into the Night, with me, your host, Sean Kelly. I want to thank UPRN Talk Radio, 105.3 Mississippi, 107.7 New Orleans, for allowing me to give you two shows, an hour apiece, Sunday and Tuesday nights, 8:10 to 9:10 p.m. Don't forget, Miss C.L. Thomas, the Gateway Podcast, has a show right after mine. So please, after my show, go over and give yourself some love. All right. So we talked about why people get readings. Okay. Now, for me, okay, I like using my animal medicine words, and yes, they have definitions on there. Yeah, you're right, Michelle. Absolutely. And so I just, when I card, I see what it is. I don't go definition, or if I know the definition, then I'll go for it. If I don't, then I'm just going to see what the card brings up. And that's the way to do it. Okay. Are we ready? Okay, I'm going to do the mini readings. And with mini readings, it's only a 3-card reading. Yes, now, in the future. Okay. But don't forget, I'm going to give a big one at the end for everybody in the chat room. So everyone will get a reading numbers in it. I've been shuffling my cards, and that damn butterfly keeps coming up. Wow, that's craziness. Okay. So, you know what, D, Spark? I'll give you a 3-card reading. I'll give you a 3-card reading, okay? If you want to write these animals down, go right ahead. You know, and if you really, because these are going to be fast, write the animals down and look them up yourself and see if they're good for you. Okay, so the first card for you, D, is the Jaguar, the Jaguar. Okay, that's your past. With the Jaguar, I see that you were in the past that you were like very, very cunning. Okay, you were really, I have to say, it was like you were stealth, you were pouncing, you were just like eyeing up your enemy, like you literally wanted to be. You really was in a bad predicament, and you were hoping that somehow, somewhere, something was going to happen to the situation that you were occurring in. Okay, because if you look at the Jaguar, okay, it's very strong, very, very strong. It's very, very cunning, and it moves majestically. So in your past, you were just like, like checking everything out with the eyes wide open and very intent at the situation. But then again, when you got the deal, when you finally realized what was going on, then you were ready to pounce. The now, oh, another cat. Are you a cat person, D? Well, I did ask you a question because you got the links. Okay, you got the links, right? Okay, and with the links, same way as a Jaguar, right? All cats are quiet, stealthy, and when they fixation on the prey, okay, or whatever situation that you're in now, you're still a little resilient. You still need to check out things before you make a move. You have to see if it's a good thing that I'm going to do, if it's going to be a bad thing I'm going to do. And in your mind, you're just like, it's going. And so, really, from your past to the now, you really haven't gotten over. You're still prowling. You're still hanging in there, trying to find a situation in order for you to deal with it. If I could say so myself, you have to relax. Just relax. Okay? Relax. And don't need to find the answers right away. Don't need to go for the jugular right away. You just relax and you just be peaceful about it. On the hunt for, could be anything. Could be food. It could be a human. It could be whatever. You're not sure if you want to go attack it or not. But with the person I'm reading for tonight, is that they're still up in arms. They're still a little scared of the situation that they are in. And the future card, is the fox. And not only are you prowling, no wonder that you're going to eye up your prey. You're going to be very sly about it. That's the fox. You're going to be sly. Hey, Missy. And when you decide that move, okay, definitely do the sly. Just do it nonchalantly, but trickery. Too bad the coyote didn't come up. But I hope that helped you out a little bit. No, my my animal cards, my animal medicine cards I'm reading. No tarot for me. But well, I hope that don't forget, write those animals down. The jaguar, the lynx, way more sneaky and silent. With my smaller kid, he still blows my mind. I would never thought that would be the case. D says, I am very cautious about involvement with people. Just got crushed. I'm very sorry, hon, what happened to you. Okay. Hopefully this reading can help you out. D, just kind of like write the cards down, and you do your own thing. See if it helps you out a lot. All right. So, thank you, D. All right, Shelly, Mish, I'll give you a reading. I'll give you a reading real quick, Michelle. You are so on point, more than you guys realize. Confirmation that I look before leaping. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Miss, this is for you. Okay, I just got done shuffling the cards. Let me shuffle them again real quick here. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Miss. Anytime. Cut them. All right, Miss, what I pulled out for you first is the bear. We got that last time. The bear. This is your past. You're doing a lot of introspecting. You're looking within in your past. Which way do I go? How do I make the move? A deep thinker. Gratitude and love to you too, D. With the bay, with Mish, the bear, in your past, yes, you were looking deep within yourself. All right. Wondering which way my path is going to go. And you hibernate. And which way do I go, George? Basically, which way do I go? And so you think before you make a leap. You think everything through. Everything through. And that was your past. I pulled a dog. This is what's happening in now. You're a very loyal person, Mish. Very loyal. Because you know how good dogs are. Very, very, loyal. You're loyal to your friends. You're loyal to your mate. And you make sure that in your life, okay, that what you're in right now is that you're loyal to everybody. You might not like the person. You might think he's a shyster. But there's something deep inside you from the bear, okay, that got you the dog, and you're loyal to it. I mean, you're loyal to my shows and the other shows here on UPRN. And the last card, And this is definitely you. And this is for your future. The deer. The deer. And the deer stands for gentleness. You're very gentle with everybody too. And that's your biggest, greatest attribute you got for you, Mish, is you're gentle. You might come over hardcore, but you know what? No, squirrel, no, you ain't carrying no nuts. um, but you're very gentle with everybody. Very, very gentle. No matter what the situation is, you take everything with a kind heart. Oh, oh, you're welcome, Mish. It's just what I see. It's just what I see. Okay, so I hope those. I totally hope that the two people I read for tonight, come close. Mish, if you want to write the animals down, it's the bear, the dog, and the deer. Okay. The squirrel. Squirrels, they're the gatherers. That's the gatherers. They gather nuts. They gather information. Squirrels gather a lot of information. They're always running around and they're getting into the bird feeder, which pisses the birds off. You know what I mean? And then the ravens will come down and just like peck at them or something like that. You know. Um, it was okay reading. That's good. I appreciate that. But that's what I picked up with you, buddy. So thank you, Heidi. Now this is for everybody in the chat room because we're getting close to the end. Yeah, I could do that. I can draw one for you. See, Miss Thomas. Okay, let's see. Yes, ma'am. It was Fox. This is for you, CL. Whoa, the grouse. The grouse. And they hide in the grass. And they make a lot of eggs. I'm not saying you're getting pregnant, buddy, but it's the grouse. And to be honest with you, what I see with that is that you're still timid, you're still shy, and you really don't want to show people your gifts, your abilities. The grouse, is hiding in tall grass. And whenever something happens, you just fly back into that tall grass so they don't see you. But okay, so we're running out of time here. Okay. But I'm going to do a 3-card reading. This is for everybody in the room. This is for everybody out there in the countries that are listening to my show today. Okay. So, all right. So I'm shuffling. This is a 3-card draw. And this is for everybody. The first one, the butterfly. In your past, with the butterfly, there's 4 stages. And everybody is at the 3rd, which is the cocoon, I do believe. That you got all the nuts and bolts, all the information that you need, and you're in this little cocoon. All right. This is your past. And once the cocoon opens up, you become a beautiful butterfly. Oh, thank you, Kevin. But it's true. Everybody has been in their cocoons, and there's a lot of people that are afraid to go in advance. They're afraid to open up to that big, beautiful butterfly that's going to come out of that cocoon. Seriously. The now card. Okay. So you open up, you finally got your butterfly wings, and you guys are all beautiful butterflies. Okay. And now, for the now card, you got the Coyote, which is the trickster. Heidi says, completely feeling the butterfly for the group reading transformation. Yes. So, the now card with the Coyote's a trickster, you know? And so, in the now, you like to make everybody laugh. You like to cheer everybody up. You know, you want to take the grumpiest old man or woman out there and somehow make them laugh. You put a smile on their face, you know? And what was crazy was the butterfly, you know, you emerged, you were going through a transformation, right? And then you got the Coyote for the now, which means you knew all along in that cocoon is what you wanted to do. You wanted to make grumpy people happy. And so you tricked the grumpy old people into them smiling. I mean, I could go on forever with this, but, you know, time is short. And then the future is the dolphin. This is like really cool because the dolphin is breathing and they go long distances in the water. Okay. And they communicate with everybody, other dolphins. So not only are you trying to make people, grumpy people, happy, you're using the dolphin to keep on communicating with people. Freedom. Okay. But those were, you know, the readings I want. I hope everybody enjoyed those readings. If everybody wants to write down these animals and Google them yourself, you're more than welcome to. The past was the coyote. The now was the butterfly. And the dolphin was the future. Okay. I want to thank everybody for popping in tonight for the show. Children, if you can, please go to your parents, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. And parents, please go to your children, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. And if you have no children, if you have no parents, find somebody, give them a hug, and tell them you love them. Because those 3 words, I love you, go a long way. And on that note, have a safe and happy week, and I will see you next Sunday. Good night.